really need to stop using F7. You're very loud, game. I really need to stop using F7 while going into a portal because every time it crashes. God damn it, Trove, why? Closing the door. Thank you. Putting my microphone well quite level. Okay. Everything's set up. And my timer. That's another thing I need to set up. Hold on. Hello and welcome to another JNMG video. I am your host JonNario and today it is another 20k PR video. This time it is the 20k PR Fae Trickster. It is my 20,062 power rank Fae Trickster. I have the stats as follow: 210,733 magic damage, maximum attack speed at 242, 93.1% critical hit, and a really low 1,248.1 critical damage. My gems are as follow. I do have some odd gems. Pretty much most of my gems are 2-1s, but they are rolled very badly. So yeah, that's why my stats are a little bit low, especially in the critical damage department, because I'm missing a lot of critical damage. Anyways, I do have a 2-1 magic right here. This one is a 2 magic 1 crit hit. You're going to see a trend in just a sec. This is a 2-1 crit damage. This is a 2 critical hit and 1 magic damage. Like, that's really bad. This one is a 2-1 magic. 2 magic, 1 crit hit. 3 critical damage, which is okay. It makes up for it in a way. This one is a 2-1 crit damage and a 2-1 magic. You see, I'm missing a lot of critical damage. Like, look at this one. Level 15 at 41% critical damage. That's really bad. And my stats, well, my gear are as follow. I do use attack speed, critical damage in all pieces of gear. The reason being is because this character is mainly geared towards your basic attack, so you need attack speed as much as possible. Movement speed I wouldn't recommend with this class because this class, oh sorry about that, this class is mostly, you want this class to do the most amount of damage possible. So movement speed will, the critical damage that you lose if you go with movement speed, it will pretty much destroy this class in a big way. So critical damage is mandatory with this class. Also, you need a lot of critical hit, that's why I go critical hit. Magic fine, magic damage, the usual. I do have a critical hit ring. I will normally use either this one, a jump ring. A jump ring is very important with the Fae Trickster, I'll tell you why in a bit. And energy regen if you want to use the glitter bomb. I use Prefect Penguin because Prefect Penguin is pretty much the best ally for all types of magic damage characters that isn't based around cooldown. Arcane because you want to be dealing the most amount of damage possible, because this class is a very slow class. You might have seen in the title, it is probably the hardest class in the game to use it effectively. So you definitely need Arcane with this class, like 110%. And Unyielding, what? Unyielding? What is wrong with you? Normally I would have been using like Sure Strike or Trailblazing or Evil Eye for example. But why Unyielding, you might ask? This class is all about basic attack, but it's all about this passive ability. The passive ability is called Ego Blast. If the Fae Trickster has taken no damage for 2 seconds, their basic attack deals bonus damage. I believe the normal basic attack does 1.5 or 1 times damage, is very low. But if you have the Ego Blast proc, the passive ability proc, you will be dealing like 5.5 times damage, which is the strongest raw multiplier basic attack in the game if you include passive. And honestly, it is very powerful, but you want to be evading as much as possible with this class, so Ego Blast, that's why I would say like go with jump jump ring because you want to have Eagle Blast as much as possible. That's why I will always recommend getting yourself also the class gem. If you're planning to use the Fae Trickster, go with the class gem 110%, because Eagle Blast now requires an additional hit. So instead of taking one hit, well, one type of damage every 2 seconds for the Eagle Blast to proc, because how Eagle Blast works is if you don't take any type of damage for 2 seconds, you will have bonus damage with your basic attack. And if you take damage, your basic attack will become the normal basic attack. And Fago my ego, or my ego, is such a dumb pun, I don't know why. And it allows you to take 2 hits instead of 1. This is a class that I would strongly recommend getting the class gem, and if you manage to get Cubic Curtain, go for it, because this will absorb another hit. It does have a cooldown, I believe it's like 5 to 10 seconds, I don't remember. And it will allow you to take another hit, so 3 hits. It does help out a lot with the Fae Trickster. And if you combine all of those with the Unyielding will make you invulnerable for 2 seconds if you take a flask. And since you want to be using the flask as much as possible for Arcane Emblem, then yes, go for it. Go for Unyielding, because Unyielding will help out a lot. The other emblem that I do not have, and I would strongly recommend if you can get it, is Explosive Epilogue, because this class is mostly that was a weird bang, like what the hell. Go Explosive Epilogue, because Explosive Epilogue, it is really good with this class, because this class is all about single target attack. So how to use the Fae Trickster? Honestly, like you would have seen in the title, the Fae Trickster, it is the hardest class to use in Trove, to use this effectively, because the class is, imagine the Shadow Hunter without the class gem. It is pretty much this class. It is around the same. They attack equally as low. This one does a lot more damage, but you cannot take any hits. It is very tough to use this class effectively, especially in dungeon farming. So those who are maining the Fae Trickster, good on you, because the Fae Trickster, it is a tough class to use. And honestly speaking, it is very tough. This class is very, very tough to use. But how do you use it? You pretty much see it on screen. Just basic attack, go attack speed, go basic attack. If you're in a Cursed Skull, go throw the Glitter Bomb. The Glitter Bomb, it does incredible high damage. Well, not that high damage, but it does really good crowd control, and it can stun. So it will help out a lot in Cursed Skulls. And yeah, I believe it does like, how much is it? Like 6 times damage? No, I don't think it's like 6 times damage. I think it's more like 4 to 4.5. It's really low. It's a low damage multiplier, but it does have really good crowd control, and it can stun. That's why I would recommend, if you don't have any jump ring, then go energy regen. But yeah, that is incredible. How tough this class actually is honestly, it is tough. It was my toughest class to get to level 30 when I was using when I was getting all my classes to level 30 way back in the day. This one took me the longest out of all classes, because I used this class before the Eclipse Update rework, and the Eclipse Update rework pretty much made this class incredibly powerful. So before the Eclipse Update rework, this class had the worst class gem out of all classes in the game. And not to mention, the basic attack did a lot less damage. I believe right now it does 5.5. Back then it did like 3 times damage. Like, the damage, it is just really, really bad. Well, it was really, really bad. But yeah. It is a tough class to use. I would recommend anyone, if you want this class, I will only recommend this class for Shadow Towers. I did not mean to press that one. I will only recommend use this class for Shadow Towers because this class, it is good for Shadow Towers. It can do really high damage. It can be used for speedruns. I've seen people use the Fae Trickster for speedruns. Well, actually, just this week, yesterday, I was with a Fae Trickster on a speedrun. So, fun times. But it is good, but it is not good in dungeon farming like at all. You definitely need definitely need attack speed because you will be using your basic all the time. It definitely does have like barely any crowd control. It does a lot of damage, and at this point of the game that I'm actually using the Fae Trickster, that's when it will start one-shotting some bosses, so the one-shot potential in this class is just very low. It will only one-shot like low health bosses with Arcane Emblem and my type of stats. Like those bosses like that one are low health bosses, but bosses like the mushrooms and the Ember Drakes from the Dragonfire Peaks, those mobs have more HP, and also like world bosses have more HP, like this one. This one is low HP boss. I do have, there's what I want. I believe this one is a high HP boss because it's a world boss. Yeah, as you can tell, I had to 2-tap that boss. And honestly speaking, it's very, very tough to use this class. Go attack speed, go critical damage, like always. Go use a lot of jumps with this class if you don't have it already. I did not mention the subclass I'm using the Night subclass because this is not a movement speed class. Night subclass is very good with this class. This clone is actually very useful. I'm not using it often because, like I said, I'm pretty much killing all bosses before they even attack me, and I do have like this setup that makes the Fae Trickster invincible, but you can throw down a clone and attack it from the side. As you saw, I lost my my passive right there, and you could tell like my damage was really low. That was with Arcane, by the way. And even with Arcane, I was dealing like 6 mil damage. It was really pathetic and it's honestly really bad. But use the clone. If you see an enemy, just use the clone as soon as he targets you. All enemies will aggro towards the clone. Same works if you are in Shadow Towers. If you are solo in Shadow Towers with the Fae Trickster, just activate the Curse Skull, and as soon as you activate the Curse Skull, go throw a clone so all enemies can attack. Will go aggro towards the clone, and just see an enemy, go throw a clone, and all enemies will go towards the clone. And then once you see it almost dying, or if you count the seconds, at least 3 to 5 seconds, or if you see the enemies go towards you, just activate another clone, and you will go on again and again and again. I sold my shadow caches. Woohoo! Those were like the shadow caches that I got from doing some ultras yesterday. So, I didn't talk about the ultimate ability. The ultimate ability, a lot of people used to think that this ultimate ability did the same amount of damage as the Fae Trickster in itself. It does not. It does a little bit less damage. You can throw down this, and it does, I believe, 2 times damage each staff, and they target, they aggro at random. So they do like 6 times damage, the ultimate ability. It is good because it does take aggro as well. But if you are strong enough that you can kill enemies with 1 to 2 shot with your basic, it is honestly, you should go with just using your basic. But this class does have really high multipliers with your basic attack, so you can, even with low gear, you can destroy U9 bosses because you can tell that my stats aren't as good. My coefficient, I believe, is like 2 million. 2 to 3 million coefficient. Let me check. Let me give you a, let me check. Like my coefficient should be 2.8 mil. I'm dealing 17 mil. I look at that, that was, yeah, I do like 1.2. 1.2, the normal basic attack without favor of my ego is like 1.25. But my coefficient is 2.8 mil. I missed completely. And basic attack does 17 mil, so it's not like 5.5. I believe it is 2.8. Yeah, it's 5.5. What am I talking about? Or it's a 5.5 for 6 times damage. I'll put a text on screen just to let you know how much is the multiplier on the basic attack with the passive unlock. But it is good. It is a strong basic attack. It is one of the strongest basic attack. Well, one of the strongest ability, like full-on abilities in the game. Even though it's a single target, it does incredibly high damage. And yeah, I would recommend you to use it as much as possible, because its basic attack does incredibly high damage. Even if you had low stats, just go for it. Go with the basic attack. It will destroy U9 bosses as much, like, very quickly. I had this Fae Trickster at like 16k PR, and I was still two-tapping all bosses with Arcane. And that was with even worse stats. So with average 16k PR stats, you can actually two-tap all bosses in U9 with the Fae Trickster. So it is good. Like this class, it is good, but it is really tough to use because you have to maintain really high, try to avoid as much damage as possible, and use your basic. Just use your basic, and you will see a lot of results with this class. But yeah, I'm rambling all too much. I will tell you how you use it. You pretty much just saw me on the intro. Go attack speed, go crit damage. Try to get yourself obviously the class gem and cubic curtain at the same time. If you can get yourself Unyielding Emblem. Unyielding was sold recently by Luxon, so there should be a lot in the marketplace as of right now. If you can get Explosive Epilogue, go with Explosive Epilogue, because it will help out a lot in the single target department, because you will pretty much get the explosion on all enemies like very fast. And use the Night subclass for dungeon farming, and for Shadow Towers use the Lunar Lancer subclass for more attack speed and more damage. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of the Fae Trickster in the comments below. And if you have Fae Trickster, let me know which power rank are you. Like I said before, there's only 3 episodes left after this episode, so next episode is going to be the Tomb Racer. Tomb Racer is going to be the next episode, then Chloromancer, then Pirate Captain. I'll be going from highest to lowest in all my power ranks. Well, the characters that aren't 20k PR power rank. The 20k PR power rank, what? 20k PR and below, less than 20k PR. Yeah, it will go from highest to lowest from now on. And yeah, that is all for today. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and keep on hunting. And remember, this class is tough, but it is effective. If you can master this class, you have a really strong class. See ya.